has been one of the biggest stories of the playoffs. Last night, he scored at least 35 points for the 7th time this postseason. In the last 20 years, only LeBron has done that before the finals. What? Yeah. So how about this, though? Jeff Zilgett of USA Today wrote about Kawhi. Is he the best player in the game today? Nope. Not best player in the playoffs. He's definitely that. Strong statement.
Stay out of. Strong. Better stay inside today so he doesn't get struck by lightning.
Chris Broussard back with us. Chris, do you agree Kawhi's been the best player in the playoffs? The best.
Well, I talked about this earlier in the week when they were down 2-1, Toronto, and I thought they were going out in 5 or 6. Now I think we all picked Milwaukee. I do think Toronto's going to win this game 6. But at that time, they're down 2-1. I'm thinking they're done. Milwaukee's going to the finals. I said Steph Curry had been the best player in the playoffs at that point. But after, this is obviously a fluid thing, and the last few games where Kawhi has guarded Giannis, the MVP, he's going to be the MVP. Arguably, he's in the conversation for best player in the world. And over the last 3 games where Kawhi has been more on Giannis, put more minutes on him defensively, Giannis has averaged 20 points a game. This is the MVP. 6 down from the regular season. They've won all 3 games, one of them on the road. He's carrying a team that has been mentally fragile, and now they have some giddy up. Some swagger to him. His numbers are through the roof. I don't even have to go through the 31 points a game. 51% from the field, 41% from 3. He's doing it. What? And not to mention the only Game 7 buzzer beater in the history of basketball. Not just the NBA, basketball, because they don't play 7-game series anywhere. Whatever it was, it's something nobody has ever done. As much as I'd like to give it to Steph, I got to give it to Kawhi. He's been the best player in the playoffs.
Yes. Yes, he's the best. Yes, he's the best. Yes.
Pavarotti.
Yes. Skip. Chris just read some of this. Do you realize he's almost a 50-40-90? He's shooting 88% from the free throw line. That lets you know he ain't afraid of the moment.
Yeah, you guys
he just made the right play.
He's not that good a free throw shooter, so he ran from the free throw line by choice.
31 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists in the playoffs. He's second in PR behind Jokic.
Well,
see, here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
People got, this is what people got clouded. Steph became the best player once KD got injured. Before KD got injured, Steph Curry was averaging 23 points per game. Would anybody say that's the best player? Steph Curry might have been over the last 5 games in a quarter.
Okay.
But over the playoffs, the totality, sure enough got this thing locked. Because not only, he's doing it on both ends. Jimmy Butler, you trying to go off? Shut it down. Ben Simmons, you want some of this? Shut it down. Giannis, you gonna win the MVP? Not on my watch. Shut it down. And he giving you 31, 8, and 6 on 51, 41% 3, 88% from the foul line. I wish you might try to get to somebody else, Skip Bayless.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna be smoke up in the city.
I gotta hear this.
You better start smoking over there. I know you've been smoking that stuff that our man left.
Can't help it.
Okay. Just for the record, there's this guy named Kevin Durant, and I know he's long forgotten because he's out of sight, out of mind. But what he did to the Clippers, and I know it was a fairly short stretch, was even greater than what Steph has done the last 5 games. So we have 2 Golden State Warriors who have had 2 stretches that eclipse what your man has done over the whole playoffs. Okay?
But they're stretches.
Okay? They're stretches, and I'm going to give you that. But my eye test, if I have to say who's been the best player, just to my eye, what have I seen? I saw Kevin Durant destroy a Clippers team that for a moment looked like it had Golden State in a little trouble because it came back from 31 down in game 2 at Oracle. Remember that?
Okay.
In the last 4 games against the Clippers, I'm just going to remind everybody, Kevin Durant went 38, 33, 45, and then the closeout at the Clippers, he scored 50. It's outrageously great. It's why he is the premium prize on the free agent market because he is the best player on the planet. He was plus 80 in his plus minus in those last 4 games. He shot for the whole series 40% from the three-point line. And I'm going to remind you, your man number 2 had a stretch where he shot 15% for a 5-game stretch going into game 3 of this series. The previous 5 games, he shot 15% from 3, and he was horrendously bad. And I'm also going to remind you, you sweep under the carpet, don't let the facts get in the way of your great story, that he's had a whole bunch of fourth quarters even more quiet than he is off the court or on the court. Because game 3, these are the Philly games. Game 3 at Philly, no field goals in the fourth quarter. Game 5, against Philly, he scored 3 points in the fourth quarter. Game 7, he missed 23 shots in Game 7, and he did make the luckiest shot ever because that ball had no business going in. It hit the front of the rim. It had no business. I'm sorry. So then let's go to the Milwaukee series. Game 1, he was 0 for 3 in the fourth quarter. Game 2, he was 1 for 4 in the fourth quarter. Game 3, remember what happened? It's the turning point game. It goes to overtime, and they are teetering on extinction, right? Because they're looking like at home they're going to go down 0-3, right? Because it goes to double overtime. But down the stretch in regulation, the last 113, he didn't have a single stat that he registered. He didn't have any free throws, rebounds, assists, as Milwaukee went on a 5-0 run to close the game to send it to overtime. And then in the first overtime, last 128 overtime, he missed a big 3, and then he missed what would have been the game winner at the buzzer. And then in the second overtime, for what it's worth, but it was huge in the game, Giannis fouled out with 26 seconds into the quarter, and all of a sudden he took over because his counterpart was gone. There's no more rim
no
protector.
counterpart. You've been watching the series.
Okay, well, I watched the first 2 games.
Every little miss, every little foul.
Every little fact. Don't let the facts get in the way.
Don't let the facts that Kevin Durant is out.
Okay, let's go back.
It has been for the last 5 games,
Let's
and
go
they
back
haven't
to
lost.
what did we just see Steph Curry do? It was beyond comprehension great.
For 5 games.
Okay, but think of what the 5 were. The NBA Finals was Houston versus Golden State. I don't care what you say, that was the finals. It was going to come down to that. And all of a sudden, Houston goes on a 22-9 run in that third quarter of Game 5. Remember that at Golden State? And they cut it to 1. Kevin makes the shot, and he comes up lame. And I don't know what happened. We still don't know. We're going to talk about it a little later in the show. And he's gone. And what happens? Steph Curry springs to life. He scores 12 in the fourth quarter of Game 5 to save that game. And then what did he do in the fourth quarter of Game 6? This is the closeout. He scores 23 points. Yeah. He makes 3 of 5 from 3 and 6 of 8 from the field. He scores 23 in the fourth quarter. Yeah. And his numbers over these 5 games are outrageously great because we saw him play the best stretch of basketball we've seen.
But 2 things, though, Skip. One, obviously Durant was great in that stretch, and so was Steph. But they were stretches. I mean, Durant's out, so I don't even know how he's in the conversation for best player in the playoffs. Steph, to Shannon's point, did it earlier. And remember, when both KD and Steph, especially KD had 3 other All-Stars on the floor with him. Steph has had 2 other All-Stars on the floor with him. Kawhi doesn't have any. Okay, he's doing it by himself.
The Clippers are a tough-minded basketball team. I love the way they
were
played
the
this year.
7th seed, though.
But they're a tough out. They had them in some trouble.
But they only had them in trouble because KD wasn't shooting against Patrick Beverly in Game 2.
Patrick Beverly locked him up in Game 1.
Okay, what did you see in those last 4 games? That they went back to iso ball. They said, we can't do this, Kevin. You got to save us. Am I right?
No, they just said, KD, why aren't you shooting?
Okay.
You're the best player on the team. Shoot.
38, 33,
Yeah,
45, and 50.
If he had been shooting from the get-go, it would have been a sweep.
I got to tell you, number 2 is not capable of doing that.
But he might
just
not be
capable.
But he's capable of doing everything else because he was outstanding against Orlando. See, he hasn't had to be stretches. He's been great against Orlando. I got you, Aaron Gordon. Come see your boy. Oh, I got you, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler. Come see your boy. Oh, Giannis. Oh, Greek freak. Greek tragedy, you mean.
You know what? The Eastern is still the least conference.
Is Portland a juggernaut? That's who they had to beat in the conference finals.
But they turned them into mincemeat. That's
Portland's
what they
not
did.
as good as either of these
It's because of Klay Thompson, who you say shouldn't have even made third team, right? Okay. He just locked up Dame. He put him in the grinder for 4 games.
Well, they
Let
doubled him,
me ask you a question. What about what Kawhi doing to Giannis? What did he do to Ben Simmons?
You know what? it's easy to do it to Giannis because he's getting exposed. He has no mid-range game whatsoever. Every once in a while, he'll drift out there and make an occasional three, and maybe as he grows up in this league, he'll start to make 35.
And he giving up 3 to 4 inches.
Okay.
What about Klay? Klay 6'6".
Okay, but wait a second. How tough is it to guard Giannis? Because the only destruction he can do is right at the rim. Am I right?
Nobody's done this to Giannis.
Okay.
Nobody's been able to. You're
I
right.
told
He
him
doesn't really
earlier.
have many moves.
What's his
he
move?
Doesn't have
What's
the
his move? It's
spin
swoop
move
to the hoop.
and a Euro step.
Right.
Those are the two moves he has,
So if
which
he-
most 7-footers don't
if
have.
he gets to the cup, he will drink your cup dry, right? And what's happening? You got Gasol, former Defensive Player of the Year. You got Siakam,
Long
and
time
you
ago.
got Ibaka in there, right?
And guess what happens every time he spin? Kawhi said, "Give me that."
Oh, does he?
Yeah, take it, Candy.
I think Kawhi says, you guys got
Take
this.
it every time he spins. Take it lunch money.
There is no way.
Every time Giannis come to school with a new lunch box,
Yeah.
Kawhi said, "Give me that."
There's
What you got
no
in there?
way Kawhi had. Look, hey, he's going to be a free agent. Maybe he'll go to San Antonio. Maybe he'll go back.
He will not
Maybe he'll go back.
I bet y'all take it.
They wouldn't take-
We do not want him
Oh,
back.
you were right.
You don't want
to
to
take him back.
I don't want a quitter
yeah.
on my team.
I don't think anyone wants
I don't
I
want.
think they would take him back.
I do not want mentally and physically fragile.
I thought you said he was mentally tough in Game 5. In Game 5 last night, you said he was mentally tough.
What are you talking about?
You said Kawhi was mentally tough to go on the road and beat the team. And
I did not say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
Yeah, you gave him say mentally tough.
I didn't say that. What are you
Okay.
talking about?
I could have swore I heard that. You heard that too, huh, Jimmy?
There was a bit of a compliment.
No, I said he was very
About playing on
impressive
the
until
road.
the final 8 minutes.
No,
That's all I said.
I don't want to. No, don't do very. Say virtuoso.
No. I mean, do the last 8 minutes count?
Yeah, so the last 5.
They
And the
do.
last
Anybody who runs from the free throw line at the end of the game is not virtuoso to
He
me.
trying to draw a mustache on the Mona Lisa.
Oh.
That's a great work of art.
It was
Enjoy
a
it.
fake Mona
The
Lisa.
one that's hanging in the Louvre. That's the one you tried to draw the mustache on.
All right, we have broken down all of Kawhi's game. Let's dig a little deeper into the Greek freak.
Let's.
Thank you so much for being here. We actually have Matt Barnes here to help us next. We'll talk about that.